Hello, Prue Jones from Please Coastal Property with your weekly property report. How has everybody been this week? It's been a great last week in sales, and certainly some interesting reports coming through from the finance markets and also from the taxation reports that are coming through for the next year on investment properties, vacant land, and so on. I'm sure you've got some knowledge of those new taxes. If you don't, it would be certainly wise to go and see your accountant as a matter of urgency so that you are across those taxes, particularly if you own a parcel of vacant land. Pretty important. Also, holiday homes are exempt, provided you can show 4 weeks of usage, but there are other triggers that the SRO will be targeting next year for vacant home taxes and other elements of secondary properties. So something to watch out for. Up until recent days, it was widely reported that Victoria was the only state to have these taxes introduced. However, I did read this morning, the Fin Review, that New South Wales are now going to be taxing investment properties. So something to watch out for. Of course, investment properties, any cost against an investment property is a tax deduction. So it may turn out to be just a paper exercise in terms of the actual bottom line, but remains to be seen. Also, too, before I go to the sales results this week, it is important also to look at the volume of sales that have occurred this year, and it's certainly not as bleak as what some journalists would have us believe. And just to run through the actual numbers from the suburbs that we track, Cape Schanck, there's been 7 sales this year. There's been 6 sales in Fingal. There's only been 2 sales in St Andrews Beach, and that is the lowest out of all the suburbs that we track. So it's quite, I think there are a couple of homes under contract in St Andrews Beach, so that will swell the numbers slightly, but still quite low for this halfway through the year as we are approaching the end of the financial year. 45 sales in Tutgaruk, 13 sales in Portsea, 48 sales in Sorrento, 61 sales in Blairgowrie, 142 sales in Rye, 2 sales in St Andrews Beach, 6 sales in Fingal, as I said, and 174 sales in Rosebud. Now, those figures have been taken off realestate.com, widely available. All you have to do is just put your filters in and search for how many properties have sold this year, and the numbers are there. So realistically, quite a strong sell-through already this year. So we are still seeing demand on the peninsula. Again, referencing the media, there was an article in Domain over the weekend around lack of sales on the peninsula. Sadly, the only two agents that were interviewed were ones from Portsea and Sorrento. And I think had they looked at the broader area of the peninsula, that statistic may have skewed somewhat, but always interesting to see how reports are done and where statistics are gleaned from. So, the market really is still continuing to perform in the suburbs that we track. 12 sales last week, as I said. No sales in Blairgowrie, 2 sales in Capel Sound, 18 Waiuna Street, little 2-bedroom cottage. Had a third room which could be used as a third bedroom. 582 square metres for $660,000. So I thought that was quite a good price, actually. 2 Turn Avenue, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 4 cars. So good car accommodation there on 725 square metres, and that sold for $770,000. Fingal, one of the little apartments in the golf course there, which traditionally always sell very well when they come up. They're very, very pretty views and a lovely location there at Moona Links. 56 at 50 Peter Thompson Drive, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. There's a allocated car space on title, $450,000, which is about right. They haven't really moved in price very much over the last year. 6 sales in Rosebud. I won't go through all of them, but one was 2 sales were over 900, and both of them were just actually under $1 million. 1 sale over $1 million there in Mark Street, 1.2 million, very nice home. close to the front beach, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car, and lovely big townhouse on Jetty Road, 30 squares, actually, brand new home, brand new townhouse, 2 at 66 Jetty Road, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2 cars, sold for $840,000. And 2 sales in Rye, 7 Sussex Road, 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 2 car, gorgeous little cottage on 767 square metres, sold for $800,000. The other sale was in Yanunga Street, which was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom elevated home on 761 square metres. Clearly went to market overpriced. Its first quote was at $950,000, $2,045,000. Was on the market for some time and they aggressively dropped the quote to $850,000 to $9,000, and then it sold, but the sale has been suppressed. So it could have sold at the low end of that quote. Will remain to see. And the last sale was 41 Westmore Avenue in Sorrento, beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom cottage. Westmore is a great position close to Ocean Beach Road and the front beach. 832 square metres of land, so very good parcel of land for Sorrento. Was on the market for 101 days. Now, this is another example of a property going to market which was highly overquoted. It started in February, 1.9 to 2.090. 101 days later, the house sale has been suppressed. I know what it sold for, but I just can't advertise it. But the asking price dropped to $1.6 million. Now the house sold for under that. So, one begs the question, if the quote had been closer, not exactly right, because it's very hard to value property right now. The market is very fluid, and it's really a case of listening to what the market says, engaging buyers to determine what they believe the house to be worth. And it is something worth considering the moment. The things that we can't control in the market at the moment is the volume. We can't control that. What we can do is we can control how we present the home, how we market the home, and how we, more importantly, price the home. And if your agent's ear is listening to the market, they will be advising you about price. And I urge you to listen to your agent, because that is really the key to getting your property sold in this market. We know by the number of appraisals that we're doing that we are going to see more volume come onto the market. And as I said before, you cannot control that. What you can control is what you do with your own property. Hopefully that's good advice and helpful advice for those of you who are thinking of selling. And it's a great time to buy property. Really is a great time. It's always a good time to buy property because we buy property for the long term. So the market is certainly favourable of those conditions, and you can't change the price you pay, but the cost of what you pay in terms of the interest rates certainly will change, and we expect to see interest rate reductions coming through next year. So have a great week, everyone. Prue Jones from Place Coastal signing off. If you need to speak to me about any of the things that I have discussed today, please feel free to give me a call. Thank you so much.